Welcome, race fans and YouTubers from across the world and within our nation. We are here at New Hampshire in the Midweek series, coming at you live tonight. Kevron 187 here in the booth, alongside me, Mr. Tegan Jones, a.k.a. That Jones Boy number 4, a.k.a. My Sugar Daddy. What's up, Tegan? How you doing?
I'm here.
Right on, right on. Tonight's New Hampshire, as you just heard, midweek series going to be in the Xfinity cars. Tegan, what kind of action do you think we're going to be seeing tonight?
Just from practice, things are probably going to calm down a little bit, but there's going to be a lot of driving in deep, overdriving, and maybe some contact tonight with kind of a full field. It looks like we're going to have about 10 people, so that's a pretty good field for a track like this.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tegan, just for my sake of just, making sure we're all good, do you care to check in YouTube on whatever device you can get your hands on to make sure that our voice is coming through?
Let me...
Because it didn't that last time we tried, and, of course, that last time we tried to broadcast Charlotte Xfinity
I hear
races.
Yours.
Okay.
So we're good.
We are good. Okay. You hear yourself, too?
I think so.
Sweet. So there's that, folks. All right, we are heard. We are going to be seen on the racetrack here, watching. I want to say it's 10, maybe 11 guys racing tonight, Tegan.
It looks like we have 10, and we can join.
Awesome. We are going to join here right now, folks. And I tell you, that for having 10 cars here in the Xfinity Series at New Hampshire for a Wednesday night, that's actually not a bad field for tonight. All right. We're going to go to watch live here. Get on the racetrack here as fast as we can to see these cats go at it here. There might be a little bit of a background noise, folks. That is the group chat that I've got on my phone here to hear of any action that may be heard that is not seen on the screen for wrecks or cautions of whatever nature. So we're going to try to keep our ears as close to it as possible without it being a distraction to you all, showing you all this race right here. And here they go. Green flag is out with the 51 and 61 out in front already. Chase and Garth. Front row drivers going through 1 and 2 right here. Everybody's still battling each other pretty strong here. Looks like got a couple 3 wide battles back here between S'mores, the 19, no go figure, and the 54 of Harris. They quickly.
Kylo had to start in the back.
Yeah. Kylo started in the back and still trying to figure everything out here in the backside here, but for the most part, from looks like 6th on up, we're pretty single filed out. Ooh, the 7 car really slid up. That's the 7 of Mikeman. It's going to allow Spencer to get underneath him coming off of turn 2 here. Mikeman with the preferred momentum coming off here will clear him, but let's see if Spencer likes to nose dive right into that corner there. Almost.
Yeah, Mike shoved it in there, shut the door on him.
He shut the door on him, and I think he went in deeper than he wanted to because he knew Spencer was going to try to peek his nose back underneath him.
Well, S'mores is taking a look.
Yeah, Spencer got off that corner pretty bad right there. Allow S'mores with the momentum to try to take a look underneath him, but S'mores quickly backs off. Out in the back right here, we got the 1 of Matt Connors in the 78. Who's in the 78 tonight?
That'd be Ryan.
Ryan guy, yes, sir. I'm used to seeing him in the 98 when Wessel's not in it, but actually, let's see. Where is Wessel? Oh, Wessel's in the 98. Yeah, here he is in 3rd place, yes, sir.
It looks like Spencer's going back at Michael.
Yeah, we're going to see how well these cars handle in the long runs, even on default.
I think we're going to see if this run goes green, which there will be a pit stop, but it will be probably... Depending on what slider these people are on, it's going to be a short pit stop. But I think there's actually a wide range of sliders tonight. I've heard as low as 4 and 5 and high as 7 and 8. So we're really going to see who's got the best slider for the long run here.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing. That cat sitting in 5th place right here, he is not going to settle in behind Mikeman all too easy. He's still kind of wanting to look his, try to look to poke his nose. Gosh, if I can talk, folks. Try to poke his nose underneath Mikeman. But right now, Mikeman's got a pretty good momentum coming off of turns 4 here, trying to catch up to the 98 of Wessel. And as you can see here within this one screen frame here, folks, we've got pretty much everybody single file. Everybody kind of buying their time. This is one of those racetracks. You just simply cannot pass a guy through one corner unless that guy in front of you you're trying to pass makes a mistake.
Wessel trying to arc the corner and get that straight shot off. I think he lost a little bit of speed there.
Yeah, trying out a little bit of something here. Has no pressure behind him from Mike.
Maybe a bumper to Spencer there from Hart.
Yep, and we just caught that at the very end of that screen before it went to a different camera angle here. We got our eye set on S'mores right here, who's got a bonsai view of these two cats right here that just made contact, as you mentioned. And not only that, Wessel's losing a little bit of time to the leaders here. 22 of S'mores barely touches the wall. Looked like he was about to make a move here on the 9 of Darth Kylo, but
it's going to be curious to see if this run keeps going. I do believe the top 2 guys are probably on really high sliders compared to the next 2 guys who are probably on mid.
Speaking of these guys right here, you were just talking about battle for the lead with the 51 on the bottom here of Chase. Started on the pole. He's trying to hold off the 61 of Gar right here, and I'm telling you what, these two cats can't be too racy for too long, or they're going to allow the likes of the 98 to come right back into the picture.
I think Gar's a little bit smart on for somebody that's not been back long. He's pretty much caught on to seems to be the league motto now of not try to be racy too long if you've got a good lead. I say that, and it looks like he's getting a run back on the high line, but it looks like Chase didn't get off the corner good.
And it was hard to tell who led that lap, which, of course, recording laps here to get a bonus point is not how it works here in CFRL. You do not get a bonus point for leading a lap, but obviously you do get a lap recorded into the stat books here that are yours truly, Tegan Jones, likes to keep up with on a weekly basis. So everybody give a big round of applause to Tegan here for these stats being up to date and has kept up as well as it has been.
We applaud Michael as well. The lap sled was his idea. We don't do it for midweek, but we do it for Cup.
Don't do it for midweek, but do it for Cup. We'll give a hand for Mike Mann as well, and all of those affiliated with everything that put into the stats book. You can catch
of Mike. He's getting fucking hounded right now.
I know. He can't catch a break. He's trying to make a little bit of a move on Wessel, but every time he tries to be a little conservative, that 19 of Hailstorm just does not catch a break or give him a break. He does not like us calling him Hailstorm, but folks, what's that on your screen that you see? That's his gamer tag. So, Spencer, you're just going to have to deal with it, buddy. Meanwhile, we got battles for third here between Mike Min and
fifth.
Yeah, I mean, the 19 being very aggressive, trying to make what moves he can to try to pass Mike Min, being a little impatient, costed him a little bit.
Let me tell you what's going to happen here. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, that may be lag up there. Okay, but I think we're going to see some short pitting because I think some people are going to get real tired of being stuck in traffic, being behind slower cars, and they're going to try to break free and try to get a clean track.
And I'm telling you, Tegan, just what was said earlier, it's one of these racetracks where you have to set up the pass just right. You can't expect to make a pass within one corner. You pretty much need to take up 1 or 2 laps to be able to complete a pass on somebody that's pretty fairly equal to what car you've got. All this battling going on from third on back. These two cats up front are gone. Mikeman here still trying to work on.
So a little bit surprising because those top 2 guys, Guard's not been back long, and Chase doesn't get very much opportunities to run midweek.
Ooh, the 9 and 19 making contact. Sorry to interrupt you there, Tegan. 19 put the 9 up in the wall, I'm sorry, vice versa. 9 put the 19 up in the wall, and Spencer came right back down on him to give him the business. Unfortunately,
Wessel blocking. And so is the 9.
And the 9 and 19 are still at it. 9 slides up.
Take advantage.
S'mores there trying to take advantage of this, while these two cats up front barely were in view of this camera angle here. That just tells you just how bad these guys want third place, because they're not giving each other an inch anymore.
Oh,
Ryan guy in the
Wessel.
78.
I'm looking at Wessel. He about knocked the wall down.
Darth Kyla went way high, overshot that corner by a country mile, and he's going to lose that position to Hailstorm, but he goes back for the crossover move as they're now looking at Mikeman sitting in third place.
How quick Mike is, if he can get away and kind of catch the leaders.
This is a type of race that Mikeman...
Crossover from Spencer.
Yeah, these two cats are going to keep crossing each other over here. Somebody behind them is going to give one of them a bumper and put both of them out of the way for holding them up. So far, Mikeman's not been putting too much distance between him and fourth place, but at the same time... Oh! Ryan got just wrecked in the back of the field right here all by himself. Went into the inside retaining wall that separates the racetrack from the pit road area. And now he's back here with Matt Connors.
Harp in the wall, loses 2 spots. 3 spots.
Barely got our camera back on that. We didn't see the contact made, but we do see Darth losing that position to S'mores, as well as those other positions Tegan just mentioned.
If some is starting to get loose off these corners a little bit.
Well, Ryan guy's now coming into pit road here. I would say he's definitely one of those cats that had a looser slider set up, because he started really breaking loose there these last 4 or 5 laps.
Hey, what? Spencer's giving it back to Mike. Mike can't get away.
Mike can't get away because Spencer's just nosediving it into the corners here.
That's sometimes how you got to drive this racetrack. It's very versatile with the entry. You go high like Mike did there, or you can do like Spencer, kind of shallow it up a little bit. And look at he's on the steering wheel, so he's got definitely an advantage with that entry as well.
And Tegan,
being able to stall on it.
And let me ask you this: with a looser slider, do you think that having to drive it in as deep as Spencer is what's helping keeping the tire balance?
It could. The shallow entry is actually probably making him a little bit tighter. So if he is on a higher slider, which I'm pretty sure he's on a higher slider than Mike at least, Mike and Wessel for sure. Driving in the shallow like that is actually helping him slide the front end a little bit. So it's helping him get runs off, and he's poking his nose, hoping Mike will be intimidated, which is very hard. Looks like we got some people pitting here.
Absolutely. We just heard over the radio here just a little bit, and I don't know if Wessel got a pit speed penalty or not, but he made a really good move there trying to undercut Spencer there. Let's see if this pays off.
I will say this, unless their tires are just fucking gone, this should be maybe a gas only, or at least right sides only.
I would definitely call for just right sides only, just to be able to see what you can do in the first stage. So if you see what you can do in the first stage here with just right sides only, if it's a success, you know what you can do in the second stage. If it's a fail, then you know what not to do in the second stage. So anybody that was wanting taking 2 tires here definitely is not
Russell
playing a bad game.
Good. He must have not sped. Looks like everybody that pitted on that first round didn't.
Yeah, and right now Mikeman's the lone wolf that has not pitted yet here.
Guard back is in, as is Morris.
Mikeman now finally coming in. Last cars come in.
Harp is also already on pit road. So it looks like Chase was the first of the leader pit. Let's see where he's going to cycle out. Looks like he's going to cycle out
just a little ahead.
Pretty close. Yeah, yep. I don't know. It's going to be really close here.
Yeah, Gar.
Side by side.
They're going to be side by side. They're not too. Yeah, I'm about to say Gar just barely didn't have enough momentum to keep ahead of Chase. He could have slid up when he got off of pit road if he really wanted to, but obviously playing nice and fair here.
Mike comes out here. Mike might have took 4. It feel like he was there an awful long time.
Yeah, Mike took 4. He's just now getting out of pit road. David Wessel and Spencer potentially are going to pass him by the time that he gets off of the exit of turn 2 here, unless Mikeman decides to throw a block. He does.
Oh, he does.
Spencer trying to make an undercut move, but I think the contact was made that took away the momentum of Spencer there, so he is at a disadvantage now. Mikeman with the preferred line. Contact made between the 7 and 19, Tegan.
The permission slip's been signed. When Mike threw that block off of the exit there.
Yep.
To be fair, Spencer can do what he wants here for a little bit.
Not to blame Spencer for kind of getting a little aggressive there. Yeah. I wonder if Mikeman didn't speed and he just took 2 tires to be able to save time.
I don't think he sped, but I do think he did only just take 2, because if he had took 4, he would be mowing them down right now. I take that back. He took 4.
So there you go.
I'm assuming everybody took 4 then, because they're all about the same on where they were on the track.
Yeah, for a second, Tegan, I had to assume or speculate that it was a factor of maybe taking 2 tires less than the 19, because even with 3 laps of fresher tires than the 19, Spencer's pulling away from him.
I think this is coming down to slider choice, because I practiced with Wessel and Mike earlier, and I do know they went, I think, conservative on their slider, because the right rear didn't make the fuel run. I just feel like a lot of people, and I think Spencer's included, and I think the 2 leaders are, I'm pretty sure everybody's a high slider than compared to them. Probably like 2 or 3 sliders higher, actually. So, it's so much that even Harris is now caught Wessel.
Yeah, that's who we've had our eyes on here. Yes, sir. The last lap and a half here, Wessel and Harris here has been kind of side by side in the corners. Wessel's been able to get the momentum to pull away from him.
There with him.
S'more's definitely catching up there, and all of this being a battle for, it looks like 5th. Yes.
Ooh, we got a battle for the lead too.
Here we go.
Ooh, the wall, maybe. Ooh.
He barely missed it if he didn't. Chase loses the lead for the first time under green flag circumstances to the likes of Gar, who Gar does have a lap fresher tires than the 51 car.
We are coming to basically the end of the stage here, a little bit, a couple laps from it. So
pit roads will be closed here. Two to go when the leader crosses the line. That is per league rule. You are not to enter pit road with less than 2 to go when the leader crosses the line, permitting that, if you do need a pit, you'll just have to start at the tail end of the longest line, regardless of where you come out at, if you're on the lead lap or lap down. What I am so surprised about, and I know this is early, Tegan, but Spencer has put a gap on Mikeman.
To be honest, I think Spencer was being held up. That may change after some adjustments, but it seems like he may have the best car on the track right now.
I'll tell you something, too, to watch out for. When this stage ends, whenever it comes to it, and we go back to green for the final stage, I would not be surprised if a couple cats behind him put a little bit of steel bumpers to his back, because, he raced...
on our screen, on my screen, I've got Harris on pit road, so I don't know about yours, but he's not flagged out, so...
Okay, let's see. Harris. Yeah, there's Harris. Yeah, he's right here behind S'mores.
So, okay, on mine, I don't have him. They're on the final lap of the stage, according to my extreme.
All right, final lap of the stage here. We see the 61 of Gar out ahead in the Eisen machine. Second place here, Mr. Chase. Canadian Chase. Coming in for a runner-up finish behind the 61 of Gar.
A home track besides the actual Canadian road course.
Yes, sir. Stage will end there. Spencer coming across second. Looks like Mikeman just wrecked. Something happened to Mikeman coming off of
he
turn
hit
4.
The glitch. He hit the glitch on the back stretch.
Oh, he loses a good position of finishing 4th. Now is outside of the stage finishing positions. Wow. What a little unfortunate set of circumstances, because now Mikeman's got a lot of damage to repair.
And track position to get back.
So in order, unofficially, we have the 61 of Gar that finished the stage, winning the stage, sorry. Then we have the 51 of Chase coming in second. Spencer third. Wessel fourth. S'mores fifth. We'll see who's got the first pit stall here. Sorry for keep switching the camera angles on y'all, folks. We'll get it settled here in just a moment, as soon as we figure out who has the first pit stall. That'll be Harry. Well, on my screen, Harry is trying to merge his car with the 51 of Chase. It's kind of funny.
I've got 3 cars in one pit stall on mine. The 9, the 1, and the 78.
As you saw there, Gar coming out ahead, which does not surprise me, given that he was the winner of the stage. There is a choose rule here, as we all have to remind y'all. Cup Series don't have that. Ooh, somebody's ghosted.
Maybe stopping for ghosting.
Yep.
I don't know who it's for.
They are going to go around one more time so that they can get the choose lane set up.
Right there is going to be the choose line, I think, right there in the back stretch, maybe, where the green light and the white line is.
Yeah, I saw that white line there that they crossed over. I believe that is what they are going to suggest to make that as the choose lane. So these cats right here going around another lap under caution pace.
So the top 5 don't look like they changed from the end of this, from the stage finish, for sure.
Only S'mores. Oh no, they used the start-finish line as the choose rule.
Oh, they did it because, well, you know, they had to do another lap anyway, so why not?
Absolutely. Not a bad decision there. Yeah, S'mores, I think he was the one that finished 5th in the stage. He was in 6th behind Harris, but Harris chooses the outside lane, thus giving S'mores technically the 5th position. But as you know, here at New Hampshire, everybody can go as wide as they want to and be able to hold their line.
I will say this extra lap, they're going to go green with about 64 to go. Depending on your tire wear, this is going to be cutting it pretty close on making it in even thirds. Because the field runs 26 laps if you can do it on tires. So for the guys that are on high sliders, they're going to wear out that right rear a little bit more than the guys that's on the mid sliders.
These two cats up here, as fast as they've been, there's no way that their tire conservation could be better than the guys in the back. Permitting that they don't get racy in the back. But here we go, folks. Green flag's back out. The inside lane had a horrible jump. Chase with a terrible jump slides almost all the way back to 4th, allowing the 54 of Harris to get back in the picture. Where did he come from?
You'll have to help me with the Harris one because, like I said, I don't see him.
Harris right now is looking underneath David Wessel here for second, but will not have the momentum to be able to get past him. They actually know he will, because Wessel, I believe, hit the wall. And now we're 3 wide. Harris on the bottom.
Wessel might have let him go on that one.
Harris trying to do his best to be able to get right past the 51 of Chase right here. That inside lane is only so good until he can get off the exit there. And if that guy's hugging your outside, there is no momentum you can hold. And now, with that being said, Wessel is now about to pass Harris for 3rd on the outside.
I got a question. I wonder if I can back out and come back and be able to see Harris.
If you got another invite, I'm sure you could.
Oh, I don't think I have to have another invite, but
oh, that's right. Your PS5. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me try this real quick. You keep going. I'll be back.
Yes, sir. So while we are waiting for Tegan to fix his technical difficulties here, we still got our eyes set on Mr. David Wessel in third. Fourth, S'mores is now past Harris, and now here comes Spencer passing Harris for fifth. So Harris went from almost second all the way back to sixth in a matter of a couple laps, and Mikeman hits the wall. Don't know exactly what happened there, but Mikeman ran into the wall. Can only assume he's got a lot of side damage here. That's not going to help his case here trying to get back up to the front. It's going to take a while. We haven't talked a whole lot.
I'm back and I have everybody.
Tegan Jones, the mastermind of how to fix problems. He fixes his own problems, backing out. Now he's back here with us, being able to see Harris, I'm assuming?
Yep. I got everybody on the track now.
Excellent news. Man, I'm telling you, Tegan. Mikeman slammed the wall coming off of, I believe it was turn 2.
Yeah, I heard him talk about it. He said he braked late. He don't have his car map up, so I don't know if he's got the damage.
I would have to assume he does. I mean, even if it was a little bit of a net code kind of look to the screen here of seeing him hit the wall, he had to have hit it a ton regardless.
Something to keep in mind, Mike. I feel like he's faster than what he's running, even if he's got some damage. I just wonder if there is some kind of
a little bit of strategy.
Happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to make sure the tires will last.
And Darth Kylo, he's pretty good at these little strategy calls here too when it comes to tire conservations.
And just to point out, we thought Spencer had the better car outside the top two, maybe even enough to run with him. And I was about to say that he's not as fast as Wessel, but Wessel did struggle just now, and now Spencer's on the outside.
Yeah, Spencer about now on the outside of David Wessel here. That is the preferred line as far as getting momentum coming off the corner here. Wessel going to hug him.
going to make it hard.
Yep, they make contact right here. Still making contact, trying to do a little side draft here on a short track like New Hampshire.
Spencer should be able to get the run off here and get the straight shot off. If he don't get hit,
and he got Wessel almost put him up in the wall. Had to slow up tremendously to keep that.
You're flirting with that wall there. That's where the glitch is at. And I think Wessel touched it because I saw his car move a little bit.
And now that costed him 2 positions right there. And then he's going to try to get one back after S'mores just hit the wall in turn 2. S'mores' car acting a little tight right there under David Wessel. Had to slide up and hit the brakes. So that will allow Wessel to get back to 4th.
Now we're going to see if Spencer's got the best car or not.
And I'm like you, Mikeman here hanging pretty behind Harris here. I want to say he's definitely playing conservation mode because he's here in 7th, Darth Kylo in 8th. Poor Ryan guy. He's sitting back here in 9th with Matt Connors in 10th. I say his car is so loose that he doesn't even want to try to push it. While everybody's single file, let's go ahead and go through the field a little bit with our pole sitter sitting in 2nd place here, Chase. Midweek Series regular. Pretty good show of him tonight here. Had the lead, of course, with the pole for the majority of the first stage. Not really lost a whole lot of speed, but sitting here in 2nd. Just, oh, he gets loose. He saves it. As I was just talking about that.
That looked like a really slow save, too. I
wonder if he hit the transitional lines and still had his car trying to turn more than what he thought that the car could handle, and he just kept turning left with the wheel all the way turned to the right. And now here we are 3 wide right in front of Chase. quickly settles out as the 9 car of Darth Kylo gets loose coming off the corner, about the same way Chase did, but not losing near the momentum. All of a sudden, here's Mikeman sitting in 5th. That just now passed Harris, looking to see if he can gain a couple positions on Wessel and S'mores. Oh, I said 5th, 6th. I'm sorry. No, wait. Folks, don't listen to me. That is 5th place that that Mikeman's now sitting in.
They're giving Spencer hell. Like usual.
You know, it don't take much to get in that cat's head. I love Spencer to death. I really do, man. If he can just keep them voices out of his head while he's trying to look forward to taking that lead away from the 61 of Gar, he'll be all right. But I'm telling you, man, the way he's running those laps, there's no way that he can make it on one pit stop less compared to the guys that are running a little bit slower on tire conservation mode.
Well, looks like Mox finally got the lead out of his ass.
Yeah, he puts a move here on Wessel, who easily takes that position.
That looks like to me that Wessel might be by design. Looks like Wessel gave that spot up.
We got our eyes here on the money line machine of S'mores, 1173. Cameron Morris here, our league's Hall of Famer, sitting pretty in 3rd. Got Mikeman in this mirror, but he's not too close to where he's worried about Mikeman putting a move on him. So, oh, Wessel just came off the corner here, a little bit connected with the 54 Machines bumper there. And now they're side by side through 3 and 4.
I think Spencer is either he's catching or he's not losing time to the leader right now.
I think by maybe a 10th here and a 10th there, he's catching, and Mikeman just goes all the way up the racetrack.
Up high, missed his line.
And now Harris misses his line, almost gets into the 51 machine of Chase. That really affected his car right there, and he slides all the way back to 8th.
I'll tell you what, Chase is quick because he's caught these two.
Yeah, Chase had a really bad exit there coming off of turn 2 there. Really heated up his right rear tire. Now he's got to cool down. He should be able to make quick work with Wessel once he catches him.
Yeah, look at the run he gets off the corners.
Wessel got loose right there, tried to keep it as straight as he could, made a little bit of contact with Chase, but nothing egregious. Yeah, Chase just made quick work on that. Oh, he's going to pit road. Yes, sir.
Pit road, looks like the pit window is opened. That's 45 to go, so they can cut that in half. Chase said he almost sped. That tells me that he didn't and that he had a good entry.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to hear in. I thought for a second I heard him. He was speeding. That's why I was kind of quiet. I was like, ooh, and here's Spencer now coming down pit road. Spencer from 2nd comes down to pit road. Everybody else going by him.
Being one of the first ones to pit.
Yeah, Chase and Spencer definitely are not thinking about tire conservation at this point. Chase now coming out of pit road. He is easily a lap down. Gar is now coming in to pit road here. Our leader and S'mores. Looks like Darth Kylo and Ryan. 19 is coming off of pit road now. Let's see here.
We think Mike, for sure, should not have to worry about tires at all. This little bit of a short pitting, I think, kind of puts Chase back into it a little bit. He's on the same straightaway again now as
Mikeman's coming down pit road now.
As the 19.
Followed by Harris and Matt Connors. That will leave the 98 of Wessel out, be the only guy left to have pitted. Gar being the leader. Let's see how he fares. Looks like... Oh, the 19 of Spencer is right there on his bumper there. He's just but 2 car lengths away.
He gained some time. If they get racy, that puts Chase back into this.
For sure. Yeah, I was not expecting Spencer. He's one of the most conservative pit road entry guys in this league, bar none. And to have that much time gained on the likes of Gar tells me that he either was very aggressive coming down the pit road,
conservative,
or Gar was very conservative. Exactly. Being the leader, you don't want to pull up one Pablo Montoya there. Cost you the win there at the likes of Indianapolis 400 is what done in for him. Gar trying to keep that from happening. But because of that conservativeness, he's got the 19 of Spencer, who's one of the most aggressive racers, right on his back bumper.
Chase does have company. He did bypass a few people on the cycle. Now it's just comes down to is the fresher tires behind him going to overcome his speed. And look at Spencer going for the lead.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I have the camera set on, too, while you were talking about that. I was wondering if Gar was going to put up a little bit more of a fight than that, but Spencer just makes quick work on him.
You could say that you just wait until he loosens himself up, but I've not seen it yet this race. So
the advantages of having a wheel, Tegan.
If he starts pulling away here, the only way he gets beat is if he beats himself on pit or a caution comes out late.
Absolutely. Tegan, I mean, you know how people fare with controllers compared to steering wheels. This is definitely one of the advantages of having a steering wheel when you're on a looser slider.
Especially on a track like this that tends to be so tight throughout the whole fucking corner.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, he really had to backstep it a little bit on the exit there because he kind of pushed.
We're on board here with S'mores sitting in 4th now that the battle for the lead is over with. He's looking behind the 51 of Chase, and I'm telling you, S'mores may be the little silver fox right here that we're sleeping on, because he's not really losing time to the likes of Chase at all.
I think he's got 2 lap pressure tires, and that seems to be helping him keep up with him right now. I'm be curious on what they can do in the long run. And Mike's got 3 lap pressure tires, or maybe 4. Looks like he's a little loose off that corner already, but could just been his exit. But I'd just be curious to see on what happens on the long run here, because I really think Chase had a good fast car on the long run. It just depends if he's got too much to overcome with the time he lost when he got loose.
On board here with Mikeman, while you were mentioning about him having fresher laps tires on his car than the 22 machine of S'mores, and especially Chase. He was the very first car in that green flag sequence of pit stops to come down pit road. So definitely be interesting to see how this all plays out before the end of the race. As far as everybody being spread out the way they are, Tegan, don't really predict a caution to come out anytime soon.
It just depends if anybody hits that glitch on the front stretch. That, if we hadn't had the stage caution when Mike done it, we would have had a caution anyway, because there was a few people that nicked his ass. So that's all it takes here is somebody get too close on that front stretch wall and send themselves to the inside and back to the outside and collecting a few people.
You can hear, folks, the way that the throttle's being played on Mike Min's machine here, riding on board on this roof cam. Just inch by inch is what advantage he can gain on S'mores, even with the fresher laps of tires. Looks like S'mores did not get off that corner as well as he had wanted to. Now Mike Min's going to look inside and start making a battle for 4th place right here. Meanwhile, as we're looking ahead, folks, you can see Spencer and Gar has not really separated much at all. I want to say that Tegan's got a little point. Oh,
they've not left the field either. I mean, they've not separated from each other, and if anything, I kind of want to say the field might be gaining a little bit on them. The next three at least, anyway.
I was about to say I was going to agree with you that yeah, especially when you mentioned that Spencer might have loosened it up a little bit there, more than what he probably liked for it to. So, you know, if that's the case, and putting too much into the bags of the early run could definitely help you or hurt you in the long run. May be the case with Gar as well, because like you said, it looks like the field is catching him.
It just, the thing about Gar is he's a little savvy. Looks like Chase might be a little bit tight. He could be saving here, trying to go an extra few laps on this tire run to put himself in a better spot for the last run. It's going to be really close with some of these guys like Chase and Gar, because I think Gar and Spencer pitted the next lap. So the ones I don't think are going to have a problem are Mike and Wessel and Harris. I think they all pitted the latest. So it just, you never know. With this kind of lead that you got up there, and if you're able to keep a guy like Spencer within, you know, earshot, you're doing just what you need to do to stay where you're at, and you're hoping that you get him on the next cycle, or maybe he made a bad adjustment.
And I apologize, folks. I really got sidetracked. We've now went, golly, probably almost 20 laps past since I was about to go through the field here. Had our view on Chase, and then Chase had that really big upset corner there in turns 2. So now we got our eyes set on Gar sitting in second. We just talked about him. Tegan saying that he's probably playing a little savvy game right here, being more conservative than what he, you know, is trying to lead Spencer on to. I can't talk for some reason, folks. I don't understand what's wrong with me.
Ooh, Chase got loose again.
Yep, I saw that, and I thought that he was about to wreck both the 7 and 22 here. Good save by the 51 machine of Chase, but now that costs him 3rd place. And all of a sudden, Mike Mintz right back into the little bit of a contention to win here, folks, depending on how these green flag pit stops go.
This is, if you are Gar, you have to pay attention here.
Yep.
If you start seeing that the 7 car is gaining on both of you, and you feel like you are faster than the 19, you have to go. You cannot let Mike get too close to you, because once Mike realizes that he's in his pit window to make it the rest of the way on tires, and look, he's making the move.
Yep, and Spencer almost went down to cut him off there, but he was already there. Gar, 61 machine, Spencer, 19 machine. They're side by side through 1 and 2. Looks like Spencer is not going to give it up that easy.
Ooh, yeah, that was very close on making that corner.
If I'm the 61, I would have to do a slide job right here, but it doesn't look like he's going to do that just yet. Spencer throwing it way into that corner there. 61 has the opportunity to get in front of him right here, and he does. Put the 61 machine back into the lead here, folks.
That's what I was talking about. You've got to go, because when Mike hits his pit window, and if he short pits you, that's all it takes. That's Michael's MO in this league, is short pitting and getting those fresh tires first.
Spencer, I have to say, Tegan has put too much into the short run here, because he is definitely getting loose coming off of the likes of turn 2. We'll see how he does coming off here at turn 4, but he is losing the momentum towards you know, trying to get the lead back.
He's having to steer it back off the wall.
Yep.
As well. He's trying to steer it straight, and he's getting too straight and making himself tight, which then therefore goes back and makes himself loose.
And all of a sudden, every time, so since we've got our cameras here on Spencer, these camera angles before they switch over to a new camera angle, Mike Min and Chase are now in the picture. Yeah, if you're Spencer, you know you're going to lose too much time. Go ahead and take your lumps now.
This is really going to be close for Spencer on tires, I do believe. This is 24 to go at the line.
Chase is in the same position. Definitely can make it on fuel. You could definitely conserve just enough to make it on fuel. But you are absolutely right, Tegan. Those tires are precious at the likes of New Hampshire.
Gar does another lap, so that tells me that Spencer's tire wear was really bad this run. And Spencer, Michael Mike got the wall a little bit there.
I don't think he got the wall, but I'm telling you, was heading straight forward. He lost a lot of momentum to Gar.
He's pushing. He's trying to make up some time here for this next cycle.
But
if Gar was conservative that last pit entry, he better not be conservative this entry.
I was exactly about to say the same thing, Tegan. And not only that, if Mikeman pits right now, let's say right now, you have to pit the next lap, or Mike
got to
Man.
pit the next lap.
Yeah. If you don't, Mike Man will get that lead, and he's not going to let it go easy.
To be honest, anybody now, I think everybody that pits now should be safe. Yeah, he's got a lap he can give Michael here with the gap he's got. So if you're S'mores, you need a short pit here. And he does.
He heard you, Tegan. That's exactly what the 22 S'mores is going to do. Not a bad move by the Hall of Famer.
And not a bad entry.
Looks like who else was it that came in right behind him there? You got S'mores. Sorry, folks. Oh, the 78 Ryan guy and the 9 of Darth Kylo. These two cats there behind him really don't have too much of a factor for the way they're going to, battle for the win here. But yeah,
Dar's pitting. 7 stays out. No, 7's pitting. Late entry.
Late entry. But he gains a lot of time on this 61 of Gar. Hair Scout comes in too. That will give the lead away to, I believe, I want to say it's Wessel. Yeah, so Wessel will temporarily have the lead a couple laps here. He was the last guy to pit in that last pit sequence. So
to be honest, the latest he stayed out that last run, it actually hurt him for this run because the tire drop off was quick for everybody else, even with him having the fresh tires. The 19 is way out front.
Yeah, 19 way out front. Chase is actually about to pass Gar. So Chase here looking to try to catch the 19. He went in at the same time as Spencer. If I was Chase, you would have to be conservative no matter if Gar's putting pressure on your back bumper because, as you said, tires can probably go about as much as 26 laps, and that is the stretch that he is on right now.
So it's funny how it works out because Gar actually still stayed ahead of S'mores, but S'mores did jump Michael, but the gap between Michael and Gar looks the same.
As you mentioned, 22 had a really good pit entry right there.
And it sounded like he had a good pit time as well because he was bragging about it. To be honest, I don't know where Chase is. We do have a feeling where we think Spencer is at on the right rear.
Yes, sir.
If you're Chase, do you kind of maybe be conservative here and try to hold up Gar? And therefore, then you're going to bring Michael and S'mores back into the picture, knowing that Spencer may be running himself out of the win here.
I would be as conservative as Gar will let you be.
Let you, yes. And I don't think he's going to let him.
That's exactly my point. You made your bed when you pitted as early as you did. It got you the track position you needed, but you know where your tire situation is going to be at.
Well, this is also the thing, Chase raced a lot of people hard at Phoenix, which is also a flat racetrack. And that's for a cup when there's shit on the line. He ain't got nothing on the line in this one. So
Absolutely
what's to keep him
not.
from running it hard?
Honestly, I thought Chase was a midweek regular as well.
Technically, he is. He's eligible. He just doesn't.
Gotcha.
But like I said, he's got nothing on the line. I don't even think he could make the top 8 at this point. So, at this point, do what you can to win the race for bragging rights. I do think it's going to bring S'mores and Mike into the picture because I don't think Gar's pushing it right now, or he can't push it maybe.
He's about to go right here. Yeah. I was about to say, as looking through Gar's view.
Chase didn't give him no room there.
He definitely didn't give him no room. Not a bad move by Chase. Wasn't dirty. He definitely didn't give the track Gar wanted to
And
take from him.
they're gaining time doing this, by the way, I do believe.
I believe they're gaining a little bit
Little.
at a time. Yeah. But I'm telling you, Spencer, no matter how he tries to conserve, this racetrack is one of those tracks you can try to play conservative and it'll still eat up your right rear. Even if you're on a steering wheel.
I just we conservative and Spencer, just them are the only way they go together if you're talking about politics, maybe. And I don't even think he's that. So yeah, them two words do not coincide together when you are talking about Spencer and his driving style.
I know I need to wash my mouth out. I feel like it's on fire. It's filthy. Sorry, folks.
Ooh, look, Gar maybe gave it a little bump there.
Gar definitely. I don't think
Mike
he gave.
Is going for fourth as well.
And I'm about to say the 22 of S'mores, I believe, almost hit the wall. It looks like Wessel is out of the race. Yeah,
he might have went ahead and quit this one because he was pretty much out of it with the long pit strategy that he had to run before.
Yeah. Mike been trying to make that move on S'mores here, just can't do it under the 22 machine. You can get by him, with a little bit of contact made, but Mike, man, I don't believe he wants to make.
Gar should have it here.
Yep. Let's see. I was about to ask about the crossover move, but it does not look like
move,
Chase.
They did let Spencer get away a little bit there during this too. So
now, if you're Chase, you knew that the 61 is your ultimate competition besides the 7 now, but now you're out of the winning contention under the circumstances of your tires. You just need to go ahead and play conservative here.
Well, it just, at this point, you've got what you got. You're not going to win. He didn't fight Michael too bad there. Gar probably didn't like that, considering he got raced pretty hard. But, Gar's got the best car in the long run here, like he did the last run. He should be able to at least keep par with Michael.
And I tell you right now, Tegan, that was a bad move 22 made there. S'mores, he went all the way down below the yellow line trying to make a move on Chase here, and that really costed him a bunch of momentum. S'mores definitely has a solid third-place car. There ain't no doubt about it. Given the circumstance that Chase is in, he actually has a really, he's got a fourth place for a better car. But
we are coming. Look on my stream. We are coming to 9 to go. So
9 laps to go already. Well, I tell you what, folks. 9 laps to go. Less than 9 laps to go.
Harp
now.
just called Spencer out.
Uh-oh.
Calling him out for slowing down and still going to make it on his tire. I don't know about that, Jim.
Darth Kylo probably trying to play a little head games.
Too much with Kylo coming. Oh, not Kylo, but Gar.
Oh, it was Gar that called it. Okay.
No, it was Harp that said it, but I think Gar is the one that's going to keep him from being too conservative. He's there.
He is there. Yeah, he's been catching them.
Trying.
So Spencer's condition, as we mentioned about 5-10 laps ago, is how early he pitted and how conservative he needed to be on his tires there. This track will eat up your right rear tire, even on conservative.
The more you try to save, yes.
So this might be a situation where Spencer will not make it on tires alone.
This is where, if you're Gar, you're kind of hoping that Spencer just goes, because you don't want to actually have to race him before he has to pit or blows the right rear, because that could bring Mike into the picture. And if you do have to race him, you might as well just go ahead and ship him into the next universe, because you'll be better off. Because he's gaining. Mike's lost a little bit of time to Gar.
Well, and I think Mike Man also got really tied off of turns for that last lap.
Mike got tied a few times, to be honest. I'm actually riding with him right now.
Yeah, he got tied off of turn 4 that last run, lost a lot of time there. Turn 2 was a little bit of a better exit, but to your point, he is definitely not catching the 61 of Gar. And the 61 machine is just right there on Spencer's back bumper.
Well, the way Spencer is taking his entry into these corners, it's making me think he's wanting to pit. But I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he is.
No.
I think he's gonna run this out till he blows it. So right here, if you're Gar, you got to take whatever run you get, either whether it's on the high line or it looks like Spencer is going to give him the high line. He should be able to get it pretty good clear here, because unless Spencer just fucking walls his ass, there should be no reason. And we are no yellows now, so.
Yeah, less than 5 laps to go. Spencer gives Gar the room he needs to make that run on the high line, but he does end up sliding into turn 3. Contact made between the 19 and 61 is going to allow Mikeman to catch up.
I think you have to ship him.
After that,
you have to ship him.
He's going to still hug his outside lane, though. He's trying to play cat and mouse with the 19 as they make up more contact. Yeah, now that you're behind the 19, 2 contacts made. You don't want strike 3 because 7 car is right there. But 61 goes outside again, Tegan.
Well, the 19 is just running it like a plate race right now. The only thing that would make it more like a plate race is the yellow line was actually on the middle of the backstretch. So if you don't clear him pretty soon, and
he puts him in the wall,
and he walls him back.
He says sorry.
You gotta send it.
Yeah.
He did it again. Doing it again.
And all of a sudden, Mike Min is right there to capitalize. But the 61 finally pulls away from the 19. But how much is that going to cost the 61?
Don't race him hard. Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah, the 19 now, he has lost this race for sure because we're, less than 3 laps to go now, Tegan?
Yeah, we are 2 to go.
Less than 2 laps to go, folks. These are your top 3 right here, with the potential of the 19 blowing a tire at any moment. The 61 of Gar really ran a really nice, clean race all race long.
Mike's going to drive it in deep.
Mike drives it in deep, gets that little bit of a diamond off of turns 4 there. Not as good of a diamond off turn 4 as he'd like to it. As we're coming down to the white flag. I'm telling you, the 61...
I'm just going to throw this out there. These 2 used to have a rivalry back in 2021. They were basically the only 2 that ran for the Xfinity Championship, so it's kind of fitting that it's coming down to them right now.
Spencer blew a tire. Yep, Spencer blew a tire. He's lost 3rd. The 7 of Michael Whitman booted him. They're coming off of turn 4 right here. Mike Min put him in the... Oh, my God. Mike Min with the win.
Yeah, Michael won it.
Mike Min put the 61 up the racetrack in turn 3 and 4, squeezed him up into the exit of turn 4, almost touching the wall, but causing the 61 to lose the momentum to allow Mike to win the race. Gar is definitely more upset at the 19 of Spencer for the way he raced him compared to the 7 of Michael Whitman.
Because I hit him while Harris was buffing me up.
And then Harris took P3. I saw him in the wall. I was like, yeah, he's getting down soft, so I might need to rush Morris up a little bit.
I wanted to get you back, but unfortunately Spencer cost me too much time.
It'd have been fine, yeah. You probably got damage from it since he hit your side, too.
No, I actually didn't.
Wow.
And after the shit race I had, I'll gladly take a top 5.
Good race, guys. 4th fastest lap.
All right. Spencer, no surprise, got the fastest lap. Wow, Tegan. Wow.
All I got to say is I think midweek is going to be something else for the rest of the season between a couple of regulars, because it sounds like Spencer's on the shit list of Gar. Sounds like he's on the shit list of S'mores for how that ended. So
yeah, you know, it's just a shame that, you know, Spencer, he could have had a good race had he raced it fair and clean or whatever. And as we're waiting on Mike Min to come in, our race winner tonight, you know, he definitely could have been a lot cleaner about it. had some contact made, and he was saying sorry, and then kept making contact. So I agree with you, Tegan. There's definitely a lot of guys that's got him on the shit list here, especially Mikeman. Here he is, the winner of tonight's race of the Slobber Lobster 300. Take us through that wild series of events leading to your win. Well, we were just talking about that between me and Tegan there, listening in on y'all's comments made in the party chat. Definitely a lot of guys got Spencer back on their target list there, man. No surprise, but when you saw Spencer make the contact with Gar, and obviously we saw how much time you made up to those two before Gar was able to finally get away from Spencer, was there any doubt in your mind that you were going to be able to make the moves you were able to make on Gar to make that pass to win tonight?
I didn't know I was going to get to him until I was under him and pushing him up the track. So he did a great job. He was probably the quickest car. But unfortunately for him, I was in the right spot at the right time to be able to capitalize on it. I think, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I definitely found something with my car on the second to last run. It was sort of starting to make pretty good pace and sort of run guys down in the second to last run. Once Gar got clear of the guys in front of him, he kind of was slowly pulling away from me, but then once he got to Spencer, that brought him right back to me. So, I felt like I had a good car in the second half of the race, and I knew it was going to be about tires, and I even think I could have been a little more aggressive on my setup because I had a lot to spare tire-wise. Super happy to pull it off.
Tegan Jones.
I'm trying to think. I think we've covered it all. I mean, you definitely got to thank Spencer for that one, but
I know.
It's funny how, I guess, turnabout is fair play. What happened last week, Sunday, and then what happened tonight. And I did mention right before you made that move that you two had a rivalry, back in 2021.
For sure.
When you were the only two, full-time Xfinity guys that we had running for the championship.
The two competitive ones, yeah.
Well, I'm not mistaken. I don't
Matt,
really, I can't even recall.
There were a couple guys, but yeah.
I don't even think Norfolk even made the last race. So, but anyway, it just seemed like it was destined for y'all to kind of meet back up, especially considering we were in Xfinity cars again tonight. So,
right.
This just, I guess, poetic justice.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Throw back to the COVID times. That's when I feel like we were at our best.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta say, I was having a little frustrated with, especially the midweek races. I feel like I've gotten used up a few times, and I've gotten kind of screwed out of wins that I think I should have had. So I didn't mind taking one away from somebody else this time. I don't usually try to rough people up, but New Hampshire is a track that I'm not going to have many chances to win at. Probably no more on this game now, obviously. So, it kind of being my home track. It's the closest in proximity and the one that I go to. So it's definitely one I wanted to win. That and Watkins Glen I consider my two home tracks. So just wanted to get that done and super happy to do it. And again, thanking Spencer for sure.
And let me tell you, rookie mistake. I was still on the blue screen, and for some reason, when I'm on the blue screen, I'm not able to hear, or through YouTube Live, I'm not able to hear you, Mike Min, or Tegan. Y'all are able to hear me. But just to pretty much summarize the first part of this interview with Mike Min, folks, he's thanking Spencer. He said that the finish being called wild is an understatement. What else you want to add to this, Mike Min?
Yeah.
Record, probably dub over the OG video eventually.
That's the magic mile, baby. I mean, it actually, in real life, people kind of shit on the track, but I feel like it brings some of the best racing that we have. I think you might agree with this, Tegan, that we have in the league. I mean, it's a pretty racy track in our league. It's hard to pass, but it kind of puts it in the driver's hands to arc corners certain ways, run the top, run the bottom, to try to, work your way around people. It's honestly one of the more fun tracks to try to overtake at. It's not like you just ride in line, dive bomb somebody on a draft track or a short track that's one lane. You just pass them simply. This track actually takes, I think, a fair bit of racecraft to be able to make passes at. You have to, if you're behind somebody and they're running the middle lane, you might want to run the top so you can get a run to try to get under them and then kind of run them up a little bit so you can get the run off. I mean, it takes a lot, and it's definitely, honestly, one of my worst tracks on the schedule. But I had a lot of fun running it tonight. It was super fun. I was saying it the whole time. Like, I was in fourth, and I was 4 seconds behind the leader at the point I was talking about. And I'm like, I love racing this track. I hate the tracks that I'm good at, honestly, and I love like something like this. This and the road courses that tracks like I've never won at. So, it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to apologize to Gar because I'm not sorry, but I do hate that Spencer held him up because he gave him the opportunity. He gave me the opportunity to get him up out of the way.
Well, and really quickly, Mike Tegan brought up a pretty good point here earlier that I was not aware about, that you and Gar had a rivalry way back in the day that I wasn't aware about. Tell me a little bit about the.
I'm not even sure if Gar even knew it, but he might now.
Oh.
No,
well.
He definitely knew. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we raced in the Xfinity Series 2021 together, I think, and I just never was really a fan of how he raced me in that series. That's a long time ago. There was one Martinsville race where it was like, I think 4 or 5 of us racing. It was hardly anybody.
I think there was only 3 of us finishing it.
Yeah, I was a dog slow. Like, I was awful before I figured that track out. And he was leading, he was flying, and he was about to lap me, and
would have lapped my ass.
I was parking it in front of him. Yeah, he was going to lap Tegan, too. That's how quick he was.
I caught him because of it.
I parked it in front of his ass. So, it goes back to that, but that didn't play into it. If it was Spencer in front of me, I probably would have hit him harder. Nothing to do with that, but we definitely did have a rivalry a few years back.
Well, Mike Man, congratulations on your win tonight here at New Hampshire, man. I don't know what else to say. That was just a wild race. Tegan, I'm sure you feel the same, man.
Of course. I mean, we kind of called it with Spencer, when he made that last pit stop, we kind of knew he was kind of pushing his limit. Yeah, pit with 24 to go. And the way he was running that last run before that, I don't even think he went 24 laps that run. So,
no.
And to hit him once and apologize and hit him again and apologize, and I think he hit him again just for fucking good measure. Yeah. And so, if I'm Gar, I'm definitely not racing that guy clean for a long time for the rest of the season in midweek.
No, I wouldn't either, because this is my perspective on it. But if I was Gar, I would have just hit Spencer and get him out of the way, because he's probably not going to make it.
That's exactly what I was saying.
I was running it
like a plate race, and I'm like, he's giving you the top because he's blocking the bottom. He ought to just undercut him and just move his ass out of the way. I said it during the broadcast.
But
we've raced Spencer more than he has, so there is that.
Listen, late in these races, when Spencer's in a situation like that, people need to stop wasting their time racing him clean. Because he's not going to race you clean. And he's not going to make it to the end.
It depends on who you are. It also depends on who you are, because there's a few of us that can get in his head. So, If that had been somebody else besides Gar, if it had been a Bradley or a Michael or me, we'd have made a click work with our mouth. So,
Well, I ought to send him a fruit basket or something. I don't know if he likes fruit or what he likes to do in his free
get him some
time.
chocolate ass.
Maybe an ass bucket. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. But I owe him some sort of present because he gave me the opportunity to go get it in the last corner. And hey, all you need to leave is one lap, right?
Yeah.
I led more than that, I think. But
Yeah.
still, that was the one that mattered.
Well, I tell you, Mike, man, yeah, Hall of Fame speech is what Michael Fox is saying. So, oh man, congratulations again, Mike, man, on this win tonight. Hey, wait, before you go again, when are you finally cracking the triple double on the win columns?
Well, you gotta ask Bradley. He fucking wrecked me last year at Kansas for a truck win. I hope soon.
It's the truck. He's got to get it in.
I gotta get
The
one
trucks,
more truck
okay.
win. I got
Okay.
plenty of Xfinity wins. I'm in the 20s on that. So
Got to get that triple double before we finally leave 704 games for good, Mike.
trust me, man. I'm trying. We got the Roval next week, which I don't know if that's a good chance, but you got a couple of good ones for me coming up towards the end of the year. So yeah, every truck race that I'm not working during, I'm gonna definitely try to run. Got to capitalize on those. Trust me, I'm trying. I tried to win a couple of them, but unfortunately was not able to.
Well, man, sorry, you heard that. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I did.
Well, Mike, man,
Mike.
let's go get Gar in, and you have yourself a good night, man. Okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep. Later. All right, now we're going to invite Gar in. I don't know why on the blue screen, Tegan, that it does that where you. But
PS4 thing. Because I don't think you have that problem with PS5.
probably not. Yeah. Hopefully I'll get a PS5 here pretty soon. Waiting on Gar right here. Ain't no doubt he's got plenty to say when he gets in, as he just now entered in through our doors. Mr. Gar, 2754, driving the Eisen Machine 61 to the lead, was going to get that win. Boom! All of a sudden you came in second place, man. Tell us what happened to cause you to lose that win.
Betting with Spencer Chase. More definitely.
Man, I definitely tell the frustration in your voice, man. Definitely had a good car, had the car to beat. Spencer definitely used you up. Wasn't really too sure about where you and Chase kind of got into it there in the earlier part of the run. Can you help take us through a little bit about that situation between you and Chase?
I think he was, because I know the first stage he was running that low line, I was running the middle, and when I was looking inside, I guess he wanted one that, because when you're running the normal line every lap, when you go to top, you don't really know how your car reacted. And I know how my car reacted because, and it was a big issue for me. I don't know if it was a big issue for him or not. But then the line was running, I know some point of the race it's gonna get loose. The New Hampshire glitch loose when you're running that low line and it spins you out, kind of thing. And I know if that didn't happen for Chase probably be up there also. But it's those type of things, honestly.
Well, Tegan, do you have anything to say before I start asking him a couple more questions?
But probably the same question that I'm going to ask. Are you going to race Spencer any differently this year in midweek? Because he is a full-time driver, as you are.
I don't want to, but again, this is a second race. He kind of screwed me over a good
He did get you at
finishing.
Michigan, too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So
So this is your first round with Spencer, right? Since you've been in the league, even from the first time in the league, I'm assuming, because he was in Cup a lot when you were in Xfinity. So it seems like you're starting to catch on to the what do I want to call it? The Spencer syndrome, I guess.
Yeah, well, when I was running Cup, I was actually ahead of him at that time, and I
Oh,
knew
you did run the
why
Cup a little bit,
people.
yes.
I know why people are mad at me now, but no, I know Spencer's a lot worse than I was.
Shots fired. I like it.
I like it too, Tegan. Man, yeah, that's pretty much the questions I was going to ask Tegan for sure. Gar, sorry to see that you came up short the way you did, man. Obviously, the way that you have told us how you're going to go from here on out, definitely mistakes learned from being conservative around certain people. We were talking about that too for sure. Like, man, I thought that after that, maybe the first contact, but definitely after the second contact when we were trying to pass him on the outside, I was like, okay, he's going to get either behind him or underneath him. He's just going to put him up the track and blow on by because he cannot waste no more time with him.
Yeah, I was gonna plan on that, but I didn't really realize how tight the car was, honestly. And I did loosen the car up, and it feels like I got tighter. And when I was in the one pass, I'm like, I'm just gonna use the right rear and try to pass him, and I did. And he just basically pitched me almost in the wall. So I went cut left, try to avoid that glitch that when people hit, it was
Oh,
hitting
yeah.
you. Tried to cut inside, tried to turn him left into inside wall as much as I can to avoid that wall. Then I come back, he did it again. I'm like, well, and I know Spencer cannot make it because every pit stop, I knew on the first pit stop he would not make it. Like he wasn't doing anything. And then you might say, oh, why did he let him by? Well, the thing is, I'm not racing him. When I know he's not making it, begin with. I'm racing the people behind me that can make it.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things that I could have done. Like 3 things. Like 1, I could have got pole, messed that pole up. I should have pit a lap sooner, and I didn't. Stuck behind lap traffic, where if I didn't do that, I probably came out behind Spencer and passed him within 5 laps. But I didn't, and it cost me a race. Again, not really a cup driver, just Xfinity guy. Learn, put that in my playbook, keep going. Next race.
Well, Gary, I tell you what, man. You keep racing the way you've been racing. When you get in the cup, there ain't no doubt about it. You'll get a cup win or 2 here and there, and be definitely in contention for the championship playoffs. So keep your head up high, man. Keep racing strong and hard. Keep to your ethics because you've got good racing ethics. A lot of guys here in this league's got good racing ethics too. Just some guys, or some of the other guys, obviously, not naming names. They just you got to understand. Okay, I know that this guy don't have what it takes to race me clean, so I've got to do what I got to do to ensure that I don't get screwed out of a win. But like I said, dude, you done good tonight. Keep your head held high. Nothing wrong with finishing short of the win tonight because you definitely had it in the bag. As you said, you learn from this and you go on to the next race and the next race and so on, and be able to capitalize on what you can from here on out. Gary, thanks for coming on here and grabbing an interview from us here, man. Sure appreciate you giving a hell of a show out tonight, and we will see you next week, my man.
Yep, no problem.
And we will slide over to our 3rd place finisher. There we go. driving what is you see on the screen here, the 11 car Denny Hamlin. That is the Cup car, that number that he drives, obviously. But when he slides to the Xfinity Series, he is driving the Sports Clip Machine, the 54. That is Harris Plex. We will get on the blue screen here to invite him in as briefly as we can, because we can only hear me, which my voice sounds like a wild screaming banshee, and Pringles can. Hell, I can't even talk hardly. Let's see, Harris. Come on, Harris, where are you? Did he get off? No, he didn't get off. Where's... Oh, yep, okay. Let's see. Let me go down to the H. Oh, here we go. Here's the H. No, okay. Well, I'll be... Be sad if he's not on my friends list. Oh, there he is. All right. Now we'll get off the blue screen here so that we can all hear everybody. I don't know why.
Hi.
It's my Harry.
Hello.
Hello, Harry.
Our sugar daddy's proud of you, boy.
That was a great race. I haven't had a good finish in a minute.
Yeah, I was telling Tegan, I said, with all that unfolded right here at the end with Spencer's mishaps and whatever, everybody...
That happens every week.
Well, yeah, but, I was like, well, somebody's going to triumph from Spencer's mistakes, and even if it wasn't a win, it was definitely a podium finish, which is you. Tell us a little bit about how your night went tonight to get you to third.
I think I found my car pretty late. I knew I had a good car when in the first stage you saw like the 798, Spencer, Ryan, S'mores, they were all crumbled together, and I started catching them little bit. So just worked on my car for the next stage, and then I just knew I had a long run because when I jumped to third and Chase had that bad restart, I had a terrible short run car, but then started to figure out in the long run. I think the mistake I had is when I had to save the car off 2, and I probably lost about 3 seconds. And that was the big gap from the people I think I could have really competed with, because I think I had the same speed as Gar and Mike. It's just I made that mistake. But then I saw that Spencer thing, and I was like, I know I can make it. Spencer and Chase pitted about 2 laps shy of the pit window, because everyone else can go like 20 or 21, maybe 22 on their tires, and them two, they pitted early, and I tried to tell them, y'all pitted early, and y'all not going to make it. So I don't know how much of a clue they needed to, like, not blow a tire, but I don't know. You can't help Spencer. He's always going to do something dumb every week.
Well, and that was something, too, that I noticed where Chase went in the pit at the same time as Spencer. After he got passed by Gar, especially Mike Mann and S'mores there, later on, he definitely laid back as much as he could to conserve his tires. I didn't see. Did he pop his tires too, or did he?
He pitted right before. Yeah, it was the last lap, I think, because Spencer was in the wall, and when I saw him in the wall, I was like, I'm sorry, I had to use S'mores up here a little bit because something's about to happen to Spencer. And about the middle of one, he blew a tire in. As soon as I was using S'mores up, he hit S'mores. So S'mores said he was going to get me back, which I told him it was fair, but I had to do what I do. Because, like I said, I haven't had a good finish in a minute, but, great kudos to Spencer for helping me get a podium. I don't think you will ever hear me thank Spencer for helping me, because he's always gave me the shit end of the stick. But I was listening to Garden's view. I wish I could tell him I would not take that from him. Because he knew he couldn't make it. Multiple people tell him he couldn't make it, and he still used you up. So if I'm Gar, that 19 car is going to have a big target on his back every week for messing me up. But Not mine. That's not my battle. I'm glad he's beefing with someone else, not me. Let me not jinx myself before he probably walls me this week. But as I stated at the start of the interview, I have not had a good finish in midweek in a little minute, so I'll really take this third place this week.
Well, Tegan, how do you think about your little Harry here getting that third place finish?
I'm just like my little midget up there sneaking a good finish in under the fucking radar. He'll be rewarded.
I had a good car.
Justly.
I just messed up. That one mess up I had, losing 2 spots, that's what cost me. Because I had to keep trying to battle game time on Mike and Gar when they're far ahead of me. So, if you can take out one car when it's like a 3-car battle for a win, you would rather just be you and someone else than you and 2 other cars.
Well, Harris, congrats on your last your podium finish here. The last podium finish, yeah, third place. God, I can't talk. I'm so glad to be able to end this broadcast because I told Tegan I can't talk half the night. I'm like,
It's fine. I'm glad we had an entertaining race. Hopefully we can get someone. I think Kylo, I don't know if he's racing Sunday. Hope he probably is. Hope he can stream.
Sure.
Well, being Auto Club, I don't think so. Yeah, we need to ask him. But regardless, definitely a fun race to broadcast tonight. I'm sure everybody in YouTube land definitely enjoyed it as well. And seeing you coming in third place, got some Harris fans here cheering.
Hell yeah. Big Harry fans.
Big Harry. But, man, again, congrats on your third place finish. Go have yourself a good night, man. We will see you Sunday night at Auto Club.
Thank you. You fellas have a good night.
You too.
Later, Heavy.
Later.
Tegan Jones. How about it, buddy? What do you think?
I think Midweek's going to be interesting to watch for the next couple of weeks.
I say.
We may have to make sure we have some broadcasters, to cover it, whether, regardless of what admin is racing for that week. So we may have to have Ryan on standby, and have to have you on standby. We'll have to have Mike on standby. So we'll see if Gar. We're about to see if Gar has a grudge bone in his body, because I do feel like if you're going to hold a grudge, this will be the time to do it against someone, because he should have easily had this win if it were for not those 3 or 4 hits he took on one damn lap. So
absolutely,
yeah. If I'm in his shoes, for one, he handled it better dinner's interview than I would have, because I'd have got personal. I'd have called him every damn name in the book. But and we're about to find out though on how he is on the racetrack with him. We know the incident last year with me and Spencer. I kind of started running him like shit for a little while till I got my point across that I wasn't somebody to fuck with. So Gar may need to step up and at least prove to Spencer that he's also not a guy to fuck with.
For sure, my man. Definitely, New Hampshire is not the most known track, even in real life, for rivalries to start there. But tonight definitely proved that, a lot of rivalries can start and even get refired, just based on how everybody got ran tonight, where they finished, and definitely was it was never short of entertaining to broadcast tonight's race with you, Tegan. I appreciate you hopping in the booth with me tonight, buddy.
Same, likewise.
Folks, we're going to close it out here, and just giving a little bit of a heads up in the future schedule here. So as you already know, for the Cup Series, we're at Auto Club this Sunday night. It's going to start at 8 o'clock with the race. Now, no promises if Darth Kylo will be able to broadcast that race or that night or not. And you can also catch them on Midweek Series 2 when they race on Wednesday nights as well. Whitmania, the capital W, HIT, Whitmania, Whitmania on YouTube. You can catch his live streams there. Also, Mikey Mindkiller. Let me get his name super quick right here. Capital M. Yep. Capital M, Mikey, Mikey, dot, or a little period, the capital M, Mindkiller, MIND, capital K, ILLER, dash 911. The number's 911. Catch those two cats at the least there on Sunday nights for sure. And again, I don't, when it comes to Wednesday nights, sometimes they're on, sometimes they're not. But just tune in, see if you can catch them. If you're able to catch them when we're not being able to broadcast live, you'll be able to see all the drama and action-packed field racing right there on their onboard cameras too. So with that being said, the next week's race, as we talked about earlier with Mike Men, is the truck race at Charlotte Roval. We are at the Charlotte Roval next week. Well, I'll say that 5 times really fast, Cameron. Holy crap. Anyway, again, this has been a presentation of the CFRL Midweek Series race here. We were finishing up here at the New Hampshire's Slobber Lobster 300 race. Mike Men, your winner. Tegan, with the host of Kevron 187 here in the booth. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. We will see you all Sunday night.